Well, on our way back, Ava's with me. Ava, Lily, and I are driving back to Ohio. And the reason I'm driving, I'm sure you guys have noticed. So I just got pulled over. It happened 3 weeks ago. Just got pulled over. So for our clients out there, don't speed in New York, especially through the Buffalo area.
There was like 4 other guys.
It was a speed trap. So I get it. The guy was nice enough. He reduced it to 10 over or something. I was doing more than 10 over. But it was a 55 zone, and I was doing 74 or something. I thought it was a 65. But, they're shooting fish in a barrel. They had 4 people pulled over right where I was. They're going to get a lot of people in that area. It turns to a 65, like literally 1 city block later. Whatever. So, quite an eventful weekend. Obviously, if you're watching this, you probably watch my other videos, and you don't know unless you're on Facebook what had happened. I told you guys I had to drive back to Ontario, and I left it at that. So unless you follow me on Facebook, you may not know what happened after. It's quite an eventful weekend. First off, I forgot my passport in Ohio when I went to Pennsylvania, so missed my flight. I was so absolutely certain that I was not going to miss my flight that I didn't even get the insurance for the flight. I said, they allowed me an opportunity to upgrade my ticket, and I said, well, if I don't get insurance, the upgrade is virtually a wash. And why would I need insurance on my flight? It's not like I'm going to miss it. Unless I, miss it. I get to the airport, no passport. Oh, I really thought that was going to be the worst thing that happened to me that day. I really did. Went all the way back to Ohio. Tim drove me all the way back. Tim drove me all the way back with his son to Ohio. We went out to eat dinner real quick. It was the least I could do. I mean, they drove me 2 hours back to Ohio. I get in the car. I drive towards the border. It's late at night, but, by the time I flew, I had a connecting flight. I got to the airport at 10:45. By the time I clear customs and actually walk in the door in Guelph, would have been close to midnight, 11:30, 12 o'clock. At this rate, I'm getting home at 1. So it's not really the end of the world. It's just more cumbersome. Now I have to drive to Ontario. Amy and I have to drive back to Ohio in separate cars. So it's just cumbersome, as I said. Not necessary. Driving through Buffalo at 12:45 at night, and I hit one of the renowned potholes. And it really, to be fair, I made it out to be a big deal. But in retrospect, I don't remember hitting a pothole and saying, wow, that's a big pothole. But I did hit a pothole, and then immediately almost you see the tire gauge come on. I'm like, oh my God, please no. And immediately what goes through your head is, I've never had the cans of Fix-A-Flat work, not one time ever. I've never had them work. So that is like, I think I have a can in the trunk. They never work. It's like having a fire extinguisher in the trunk. When are you ever going to use it? So I pull over and I go to a gas station. I pull into the gas station. We're down to like 9 or 10 PSI. It was pretty well flat. I put the can in. I put some air in. But as I get up to where 30, 35, I can hear the air start coming out. There's a hole. Which I'm angry about. But then it dawns on me exactly where I'm at. It is now 1:15 in the morning, downtown Buffalo, New York, outside of Gus's Gas and 24-hour liquor store. Not the place you want to be. At all. I don't know what to do, because there is nothing open to fix your tire at 1:30, 1:15 in the morning in Buffalo. The air is coming out of my tire, albeit slower. I just pumped it back up to 30, tapped the girl on the hood and said, well, we're going back to Canada, so you're going to have to suck it up. I drive. I get to the border. I cross the bridge. I'm at the booth. I look down. 3 PSI, which is all but flat. Get to the thing. Person says, anything to declare? I said, yeah, I got a flat tire to declare right there on the car. I said, you guys got an air pump or anything in there? No, this is a border. We don't carry air pumps here. There's a gas station right down there. So I went to the gas station to buy another can of Fix-A-Flat, because clearly the one that I had just doesn't work. 2 should do the trick. Put it in, fill it up, hear it coming out. Now it dawns on me, if I can drive for 20 minutes, if I do the math quick, all I have to do is find 6 gas stations between now and my house that sell Fix-A-Flats or have an air pump at now 1:30 in the morning. To me, it seemed possible. This is a workable situation. I fill it up. I get on the QEW. I get 5 minutes down the road. 20, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 9. So I get off again. Now I'm at, for those of you that know the area, I'm at Lundy's Lane. This is where all the, this is where Niagara Falls is, right? This is where the start of all the Niagara Falls stuff is. So I get off, I pull into a gas station. Again, there's no point in going any further. It's impossible to think you're going to get home. The white flag has now been risen. It's over. So now I'm thinking, what am I going to do? I have to be in Ohio on Monday, so I can't just leave it here. I get it towed to my house, and I know my neighbor's pretty handy. He can take the tire off. I can put a new one on, or just take it and get it fixed at like Walmart or something on the Sunday. That's the plan. I call GMC. I call the 1-800 number, roadside assistance. I called them. They said, yeah, we can tow it. We'll text you a list of dealerships to tow it to. I said, well, I don't want to tow it to a dealership. I want to tow it to my house. He said, we can't do that. What? We're going on 2 a.m. I don't care. I'm like, all right, whatever. Scroll through. I'm like, okay, I get, well, why can't you take it as we're not allowed? Okay, let me call you back. I Google towing places close to me. Click on the first one, call it, because it's supposed to be close to me. Talking to the lady, it's after 2. Talking to the lady, she said, well, do you want me to tow it, fix it, or bring you a new tire? I said, you do that? You literally have a tire for this car, like in stock? She goes, well, it's at the warehouse. Our driver would have to go to the warehouse, pick it up, and bring it to you. I didn't even know that was an option. I'm going to have to go with door number 3. She goes, I have to warn you, it's obviously not going to be cheap. And I said, well, I'm thinking in my head the tire itself is worth $300, right? $200-300 something. Anyway, she gave me the price, which if she had said it was 5 times that, I may have considered it. I was just in I got my brother's wedding the next day. I'm frustrated already. You got the missed flight, the flat tire. I'm getting angry. I'm tired. I've already fallen asleep once in the parking lot waiting for, trying to figure out, waiting for the truck to come. So the truck comes, fixes it, and it dawns on me, like the lady says, I'm thinking, why is it so expensive? And she said, well, we're coming from Cambridge, which it wasn't super expensive. I don't want to say how much it was. It wasn't super expensive, but she's coming from an hour and a half away. So I had to stop her and I said, ma'am, just backtrack. I said, ma'am, is there a closer one here? Should I be calling someone else? She goes, honestly, I don't mean to dissuade you, from doing that. She goes, but there's not a whole lot of them that are going to bring you a tire for that car at 3 o'clock in the morning, anywhere near you. Which made total sense. I took it at face value. I'm a trusting person. I believe what she said was correct. So we agreed to it, and I'm waiting for them to get there. Now she says he'll be there in an hour and 40 minutes. 4 something in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. Which, unless he's driving the Batmobile, how is he going to get to the warehouse, get the tire, and get there? So I'm waiting and waiting and waiting. They said they'd be there like 3:45. It's well after 4. I call the guy back. The lady answers. I don't know who this lady is, whether it's a vampire or what it is. It's 4 o'clock in the morning, and the receptionist is answering. The only thing I think is maybe her and her family own the shipment. Even so, the dedication to answer the phone, I guess they get a lot of these, and I don't know. I said, I'm really sorry to call you back. In my head, because they were so late, I'm thinking, did I just pay? Did I just get scammed? Like, did I just pay this money to someone to come and fix my tire, and they're just never going? Now they have my credit card and my money and my tire. They're not coming. So she picks up. I said, I'm really sorry, ma'am. I was just wondering, is the gentleman lost? Or she goes, he's 8 minutes away. Really sorry. It was just a little bit of a mix-up. He had to get something. I said, that's fine. I said, I just thought that maybe you were scamming me. She goes, no, Lord, no. He'll be there very soon. So he showed up, fixed the tire. I drove home. I drove home and got home at 5:15 in the morning. I had roughly an hour's sleep, decent sleep, and then had to get ready for the wedding. I was very tired last night. So we went to the wedding. I did make a little speech. Didn't go on. What are you laughing at? What?
The guy said that it was 99% about you and not about Uncle James.
Yeah. I may have. No, I didn't cross the line. It was in color.
They forgot to mention how good of an Olympic swimmer Uncle James is.
Yeah, I heard them say that. So it was a great wedding and just a wonderful time to be had. Now look, 13 minutes, 12 and a half minutes, never talked about a horse. The reason I made this video today, then I got pulled over in a speed trap by a nice police officer. But it made me think, for whatever reason, about today and what's going on today. I was just going to continue on my way, maybe not do a video. Not a whole lot to talk about. Kenobi raced good. Bruno had made a break leaving the gate. It looks like Mario maybe just went into the turn a little quick with him. Happens. He was so good on a half last year, but in retrospect, in hindsight, looking back, he hadn't been on a half since those, right? We trained on 5/8. He trained and qualified school at Mohawk. He hasn't been on a half. So, although I probably would have done the same thing, maybe just the transition on a half-mile track. Maybe it was just a little quick for him last night and he made a break. I would suspect. There was no issues. So, Kenobi raced good. Don't talk about Bruno, unfortunate break, but he'll race again next week. Those two horses raced today. We don't have a lot going. We have our horses at Mohawk going. Somebody asked why aren't they racing at Miami Valley? Because they're done at Miami Valley. They start up at Scioto on Thursday. We have horses entered for Scioto. Gypsy Hill and Irresistible Sun are entered there. So a big week coming up from me. I have to race Saturday afternoon at the Meadows. Thursday afternoon at the Meadows. Thursday evening at Scioto, and then back for Northfield. Depending on what gets in Friday at the Meadows, I may take off for the weekend and come over to watch Ollie's baseball tournament over here over there now in Ontario, and forego the stake races. I know Insider Trading's got a stake on Friday, but quite frankly, Dave Palone drove her last week. I don't see any reason why he can't drive her this week. And again, somewhat quietly formulated a plan. Whether he knew it or not, for Insider Trading, I think working on her mucus, drying her up so there's no blood, letting those hobbles out, working on her feet. We have a plan for Friday. Is it a perfect one? No, but it should be one that benefits. insider trading. So we have a lot going on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Now this afternoon is a sale. I've had a number of people message me about those horses. I don't want to get into detail because regardless of how I feel about the situation, I don't think it's my place to tear anybody down. Those horses, I guess for lack of a better word at this point, were repossessed and are selling. Now, I would caution everybody out there, these horses that are selling, I don't believe are in racing shape right now. So you're looking at virtually starting them back up. It's hard to discern how they are from photos, but it would be probably at least 4, 5, 6 weeks of jogging to, one, get them back in training shape, and two, get them more defined and looking a little more athletic, which is fine. They're fresh, obviously, I guess is the other side of it. They're fresh. They didn't have a ton of work as 2-year-olds into the 3-year-old season, so again, there shouldn't be any lingering issues with these horses as far as their soundness is concerned. We went right by that exit and never stopped. You have to wait till the next one. So there's that. So I guess it's my way of saying that we need value found in these horses. Now, I looked up all of these horses that are selling today. I had notes on most of them. A few of them didn't really interest me at the time. I wasn't really looking for a Captain Crutch in that sale, so that horse didn't really interest me. There's some horses I did not like. I had notes on them. But there are 3 horses that I actually did like that were selling today that had sold in Kentucky. So when I look at their sale prices and then the depreciation from then to now, knowing that you're probably not going to make any stake races with these horses. If you are, it would be the something in Kentucky, and the Kentucky portion would be Corbin, because you're not catching, I don't think you can catch any ends of the stakes. There's no point in rushing them now. Get them ready and have them for what they are, in perfect situation. So if we find value, yes, I could be enticed into bidding on 2 or 3 of those horses, and we'll see how that plays out and how that works out. So that's what is going on today. What did go on yesterday? What went on for the weekend? Yes, I missed my flight. I forgot my passport, which I forget a lot of things, but generally don't forget my passport. But it was a situation where I was getting a ride somewhere else. My passport is right there where it always is, and that's exactly where it was on Saturday afternoon. I did get a flat tire. It did cost me money. I did just get pulled over. But you know what? It was a great weekend, and it was so nice to catch up with my family. And I don't just mean James, a special day for him. It was so nice to be there for him and Paige, and to have my kids at the wedding, and have, my parents, but again, my immediate family. A number of my cousins from Prince Edward Island came, and it was just such a great time to catch up and talk to everybody. So a great time to be had. For me, for now, I'll continue on my way. We're back in the United States now. We're not quite to, I can tell you where we're at. We're in the state of New York. And we remain there for about 10 minutes longer than we were supposed to. But we'll be home soon enough, and then get back into the swing of things tomorrow. If nothing else, it's a beautiful day. I hope it is beautiful wherever you are. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. Should be a lot of fun this week racing at the stable. Take care.